Hey, you guys, thank you for joining us on Unveiling the Truth 333. This is really going to be an awesome show. I'm very excited to have Mike come join me today. When I started having my Sasquatch experience, went online, and this was probably 2018. I went online and I found two people to study, and one was Mike and one was Barb Shoup. And I learned that I wasn't the only one, and that these things do happen and it's real. And I've been following you ever since. So, Mike, thank you for joining
Pleasure,
me.
pleasure to be here. Thanks, Robin. Yeah, it's been
Go ahead.
quite the ride.
Yes. How long has it been since you've had your experiences? When did your experiences start?
Basically, October 25th, 2008 was the day my life changed. But I had gone out prior to that. I think it was 2007. I was up north camping, and that's really the very first experience of hearing one vocalizing off in the distance in the morning, over and over. But October 2008, I had one vocalized very close, and it was done on purpose. It was done on purpose, and I haven't looked back since. I needed answers, right? So
yeah,
I had no idea it would turn into what it. Nobody would know that. What's coming, but
yeah,
I didn't have a clue what I was dealing with. So now I do.
Well, of course, yes. And it's absolutely amazing. I want to actually introduce your book also. And this is Invisible Giant. Let me see if I can get this without my green screen. And this is really your voyage, Mike, of Sasquatch, and being introduced to a male Sasquatch and his family. Are you following his family too?
Oh, they're all involved. Yeah.
Okay.
Like this past winter, March, near the end of the winter, we step outside and there's a 20-inch footprint. That's 12 feet tall.
Wow. Yeah.
Right there. It's out there. I put the footage out there, but they're standing right there, and that's not Neff. That's bigger than Neff.
Okay.
Older family member, right? Neff's footprint is 16 and a half inches at this point.
Okay.
So I've documented. He only showed it once this past winter, and he knew it was, here you go, Mike, so you can measure it and document, and that was it, right? Boom, you get it one time.
Do you think they're watching you as you measure it? Like, oh, here he goes.
The whole time. Oh, they're watching us the whole time.
Okay, really? Okay.
They're indoors. The activity's indoors. Like, I just put out that video. Where's the video? And I get into details explaining how their activity is, how it shows up, right?
Yeah.
When he's vocalizing, no, I can't see him. They often vocalize right very close to us, right beside us. There's physical contact, all that stuff. But there's definitely other family members. It started with mainly Neff and a younger female in the family. Okay. So she would have been, when this started, maybe about 4 or 5 years old, and then Neff was about 17. I got their ages when Neff was 25. So it's either Anastasia or Ashantia. I'm not sure which name, but she was when Neff was 25, she was 12. They wrote down in human years they're those two ages, and now Neff is more. I think he's about 30, and. There's Ninyanin, who is a young male. I think he's probably about 14 or 15. He's got 14-inch foot, though. He's a big guy. He's probably pushing 7 feet at this point, right? And he's always around. He's a big part of the.
He's your prankster, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's more. more so than Neff was for sure. You
Okay.
know, I got to watch my phone. I got to,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, I got to keep it on me at all times. He's gotten hold of it, and I had some explaining to do to a few people. You
That's
know,
awesome.
they're a lot smarter than people realize, and you know,
Of course.
all of our electronics, they 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 can and they do interact with all of them.
Hmm.
So, um, you know, I think it's very simple for them actually. And I did an interview, it was way back with Kerry Arnold.
Oh,
What was it?
Carrie, I love him. I miss him.
Yeah, he did an interview with me. There was two incidents during that interview. They
Okay.
they they vocalized.
Really?
It's online. Like, you know, I've
I'll try.
pointed it out before, but I was telling a wolf story and they barked over top of it. And
Hmm.
then somebody had asked the question, you know, what do you think they are? And I had mentioned something about it would surprise me if they were alien. And then you hear a what, you know, it's over top of everything. And that was there was Carrie. I think there was two individuals and myself. It was none of us, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And for those that don't know who Carrie is, he was really a Bigfoot researcher and a fan. And we lost him to a car accident. And his family was devastated. And Daniela, who was his sidekick on the show, her and I have done a show together, and it just really affected everybody. So he was one of the good ones. And you also knew John. Is it Bindernagel?
Bindernagel. Yeah.
Bindernagel. He was quite interesting. I loved listening to him talk and his information. And did you do a show with him, or did you just communicate with him?
No, I just communicated with him. You know, I met him in person, went out in the field for a day with him and his wife. And
Hmm.
he was a really super nice guy. You know, very soft spoken and very passionate about the subject. And
Hmm.
you know, I've told people before. He said to me verbatim at one point, he said, "You're so far ahead, it's a problem." And I can understand. You know, looking at all the stuff going on out there,
Yeah.
and it, you know, but he had asked me to tone it down, and so did Dmitry. I think I don't know how you say his last name, Bayanov. I think Dmitry. He was very involved in the subject as well
Hmm.
since 1964, and he passed on as well. So both those gentlemen were very supportive of me,
Hmm.
and both asked me to tone it down about their abilities, and I just you know I couldn't do that.
Oh, so to tone it down, meaning, so,
We got to discover them first before we jump down the rabbit hole of their.
yeah, okay. Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
sorry, too little, too
No,
late. I'll be
just
6 feet under by the time science catches up.
true, true, true. Um, what I thought was the most amazing thing, and I'm going to play a 3-minute audio. I kind of put all your audios together. And do you mind if I play those?
Not at
Um,
all.
the one that I think you gave sent to me is called First Mike, and they like said your name, and then they said I love you, and you had me in on that one when I heard a Sasquatch say that they loved you. I thought you can't get any better than that, to have a friend as a Sasquatch.
Neff, well, that one piece, they actually say, we love you.
We love you. Okay.
And that actually happened when there was a lot of crap going on with trespassing and stalking way back in
Oh.
20 way back in 2015. Oh yeah, when you know we've had put up with a lot of harassment over the years. When
Okay.
you're directly over the target, there was criminal
Mhm.
stalking because if you're outside somebody's window at night in the dark,
Yeah.
that's criminal charges. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say the guy's name, but um,
Okay.
he witnessed something that was um, paranormal that he doesn't understand. So he after that he went out and did everything he could to contact as many people as he could to paint me as a hoaxer, right? And he's stuck to that over the years. But
I think I know who you're talking about. I remember that.
But you know, nobody expected it to go continue and continue and continue, and Neff's family have shown up every visit, 100% of the visits since day one. So it's very, very developed. Like all the gifting's done indoors at this point, right?
Yes, and I do want to cover that because you covered something in your book that I just read that I want to cover, if you don't mind, about the marbles. So let's play that audio. It's going to be about 3 minutes, guys, but it's just amazing. And then you can hear Mike. You can hear you talking to them, and they're responding. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. 1 second. Get this on here. This is just your most recent, correct?
No, actually, these are older files. But, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You, my friend.
You.
I miss you, my friend.
Well.
It's a who?
Who?
Who? It's a who? Never tea, my friend. What is
Were you camping at this time, Mike? Interacting with them?
I was in my tent on Dwayne's property.
Okay. That was my favorite. That sound.
love you, buddy? Thanks for coming into my life, my friend.
No.
Really happy to have you in my life, my friend.
No. We love you.
There you go.
Oh, that's very nice.
We love you.
I just had an allergy attack that night.
Oh, yeah?
That's why he said achoo.
Oh, okay. Amazing. And obviously it's raining. Is he saying your name?
Yeah. That was the first time.
Yeah, that's amazing. How could you not know that that's not real?
So that was the very first time he said my name, but I forgot to finish about the "We love you." So what happened was they knew that Dwayne was going to shut it down, basically.
Oh.
And So that's why they said that, because they knew I was going to be gone for a while.
Hmm.
And then I went through a emotional roller coaster ride, because I had I think it was 9 consecutive visits at that point,
Wow.
where I was back and forth with Neff, verbal communication, and suddenly everything stops. And so I went through a emotional roller coaster ride, and then it's about 15 months. Then the big guy showed up in my dreams.
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
I was walking a dark road, a road at night, shrouded in trees on both sides. And he steps out right in front of me. And I'm looking up, and even in that dream, I thought he was about 12 feet tall. And I reached my hand out, and he put his out, and I think I grabbed like 2 fingers or something, because his hand was so huge, to shake his hand. And then I didn't want to let go. And I remember looking up in his face. I can't remember details in his face, but I just remember there was a very soft, gentleness about him. He understood that I didn't want to let go yet. So, he was cool.
Yeah.
And then I did, and he just turned, he took 1 step, he was gone. I woke up, I was like, holy shit, because they have that ability. It's not a dream.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then next thing, I'm back in, I found my own spot to start camping.
Okay.
And then for some time, Dwayne and I, kind of at each other's throats a bit, right? Because he wanted it all to go away, because there was too much BS being with stalking
yes.
and all that stuff. And
yeah,
so tried to paint it as a hoax back then. I'm like, no, I don't think so, dude. No, I'm not letting that happen.
I felt bad for you during that. I remember that. Yeah.
But after some time, we finally talked it out. I'd reached out a few times, and he finally, we had that chat, and we've been at it ever since. Everything's good.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do you have a house in the woods in there, or do you go to Dwayne's?
No, I go to Dwayne's.
Okay. And then do you camp out by his home or in his land?
In the region, yeah. It's in the same area. When I show up there, they show up every time.
Okay. Yeah.
But a lot of the time, I don't know they're there.
Yeah.
So that's why I love recording audio. When I get home, it's like, okay, I'm getting rock clacks or just all kinds of crazy stuff. What sounds like huge boulders landing in the water nearby, and it's not. Like I had one night where I counted 20 in 20 minutes.
Wow.
It was 3 o'clock in the morning. There's nobody there where I am. Like there's no other camp spots around there. So it's
good.
Yeah, and that's Nin Yan, and I'm pretty confident it's him. He loves being around us, or being around me when I, go to my camp spot. He's left his print in the sand there last year, and he's marked my vehicle, and I get these finger marks on my vehicle, like these drag marks, and I actually had a friend there with me a couple visits back, and in the morning, look at my car, said, I don't do that. I keep my car spotless, right? I'm pretty good, keep it very clean. And it's like, when I go in there's obviously a layer of dust from the road and stuff. So we marked 2 doors. And then on the far quarter panel, I haven't put this out yet. It's just, it's nothing major, but, the little marking with hair marking.
Oh, yeah.
See? Yeah. And then the audio, there's, rock sounds. You can hear rock clacks and that sort of thing. So, but it was very quiet all night, dead still, and had no idea they were there. And then the visit before that, I had this like stampede sound around near my tent area. It sounded like a freaking stampede of buffalo running through there or something. It was crazy. I was like, what the hell is that? So that the next visit, I got a little bit more of that but that's when I get rock klaxon camp. So it's like, okay, that was you guys, you know, that
Okay.
stampede sound. And I figured it probably was. I just wasn't sure yet.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about indoors now. And when you talk about indoors, is this still at Dwayne's home? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been
Because I think that's
You know-
amazing, the indoors part.
yeah, we like the winters because most of the cottages shut down. Maybe not so much at this point, you know, a lot over the years, you know, big cottages being built around the area and that. But for the most part, where he's situated, it's most of the cottages are shut down for the winter, so it's
Okay.
pretty quiet. And you know, with snow on the ground, it allows us to see if any human traffic,
Hmm.
and we get prints. You know, like there was an incident last winter where we're inside and it's snowing. We go outside. It's a fresh blanket of snow. There's no tire tracks on the road. There's no footprints, nothing except ours when we walked outside. And suddenly look, and then there Ninyanen's print is on top of one of our fresh prints that we just made, like, you know,
Oh.
walking outside, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, boom, he puts it right there, and it's like, okay, Ninyanen's right here, right now.
That's awesome.
We had another incident last winter where we're sitting at the kitchen table, having a beer and chatting as we always do, and the window's open, and suddenly we hear walking, crunching through the snow back and forth under the window. And he did it maybe a half a dozen times or so in 20 minutes, maybe. And you know, after we went and looked outside, and there was zero footprints, and that didn't
Oh, there
surprise me.
wasn't? Oh, interesting.
It didn't surprise me at all, because
Okay.
they've even gotten hold of my video camera sitting on the kitchen table and put a little short clip on it where it
Serious?
looks like, oh, I've gotten that a few times. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they put dozens of images on my camera, and
Wow. Okay.
but
Wow.
this video clip, it's like it's through a veil, and it's showing a bit of the inside of Dwayne's cottage, but there's movement. The sound is in snow. You know, it's indoors, but the sound on it is in snow. You know, there's just a lot of weird stuff, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
even
know.
actually,
Yeah.
sort
Go ahead.
of one more of this was funny. Ninyan, and I'm pretty sure this was the first time I took a snowball in the back of the head sitting at the kitchen table.
Inside. Oh
Oh,
my.
yeah.
And it was a real snowball?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It felt, wow, they got you.
Come out of another dimension, boom,
Yeah.
hit me in the back of the head. And Dwayne was doing something, you know, he was at the end of the table or something, and this came from behind me.
Wow.
And I put the audio out there in one of the recent videos I posted on my Facebook. And
I'm going to listen to it. Okay.
yeah, I've posted it before on my YouTube as well. But
Okay. That's
yeah,
amazing.
made a mess in the kitchen, basically, right? So Dwayne was,
Well,
yeah.
that's a good mess. I would take it. I'd take a Sasquatch throwing a snowball
Yeah,
at me.
I've taken a few for the team, you know, over the years. Yeah.
That is amazing. Well, I just want to share one story of mine with you.
Okay.
I have a couple, but I live in Boise, Idaho. And I was on the couch one night, and it was really hot. It was about 90 degrees. I had the window wide open. That is about 5 steps from where I was on the couch. I was facing the window, but looking at my computer. And then I just felt like I was being watched, which was weird because I'm on a corner lot. I'm in a neighborhood. I have a street light on the corner, so it illuminates a little bit. And I look up and I see a Sasquatch face in my window. And it was only from here up. So I didn't see the mouth. And how I knew it was a Sasquatch and not a person is because the illumination from the street light went around its fur on its head. And then I think there's some fur coming up from the shoulders. And then something really weird happened, and I call it car lights. Its eyes went into car lights, and it was light that it didn't come from the eyes. It came from like inside the whole being, and it came at me, and once that happened, I was out. I remember nothing. And then almost 2 hours went by, and then so here's its face. That's all it showed me, and then it just went like down, and then when the lights of its eyes broke my eyes, then I woke up, and then I jump off the couch because I was scared. And I go, oh my gosh, that's a Sasquatch. And the only thing between me and the Sasquatch is a screen. And so many people on here have heard this story. And so I run into my bedroom trying to figure out, and I knew I had to shut the window because I was afraid it would come inside. But obviously yours go inside without climbing through a window. And so then I had lost time. So we're still trying to figure out why that happened and how that happened in a neighborhood. And obviously it had to be cloaked to come into the neighborhood. And now I'm finding, and that was several years ago, we're finding more Sasquatches coming into Idaho. They actually, a hill behind me, they're seeing footprints, like big footprints, like a Sasquatch. And other people have seen them in some of the parks that are really close to us. So it seems like somehow they're coming into Idaho, where I didn't think they were here.
That's all on purpose. Those prints are all on purpose. They do not have to show any footprints. They can move around, no problem.
And they don't have to walk on the ground, right?
No, it's not that they don't have. I don't know, but my point being is they choose to show their footprints. They move in another dimension, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember one visit that Neff had left a line of footprints, and they were all the same foot, about 5 feet between them. I'm like, is he jumping? Is he hopping? There's no impact in the snow. And, some things have taken me a little bit of time to figure out. It's like, he's choosing to show his footprints. And then, we've had so many times now where, like I said, we're outside and we get footprint right beside us in real time, right? They haven't seen us. Yeah. They haven't let us see them make it, but I can turn my head and look, and then look, literally few seconds, and there's a print. It is. So they choose to leave their prints. So if people are finding their prints there, they're leaving them on purpose, right? We are in the midst of a reveal. They know what's going on in this world, right? They know about the forest fires,
yes.
that it's whatever government, military responsible for burning this stuff down, weaponized weather. Yes. They know everything. It seems they know everything that's going on, using CERN for nefarious purpose to unleash demonic presence on the earth. And that dimension or layer of frequency they hide in, they gave us a drawing. It's a safe place for them. The dark side, the evil, it can't access that dimension.
Yes. And do you believe, I have two questions for you. First, do you believe they can create portals? And this, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. The way they move, I think they just travel by thought personally. But I think there's also the involvement of portals. And in fact, there was an incident that we had at the cottage. So back in 2013, Dwayne and I are sitting outside, it's dark, and sitting in our chairs watching the woods, and suddenly I get this smoky substance right in front of my face. And I called it darker than dark because it was dark outside, but I could still see it. And right after, like immediately, I get my face covered, like my nose and my mouth with a hand. Had to have been a hand, hairy hand. And then I was cool with it.
Yeah.
Then I told Dwayne about it, and they did it to him.
Cool.
So we were talking about that, whatever this last, or maybe the winter before, I don't remember now, but we're talking about that. And in the kitchen, we're sitting at the table. The fridge is behind me. So Dwayne gets up to go grab another beer out of the fridge, and there's all this black powder kind of in a circular pattern on the floor. This very fine, it wasn't really granular. It was very fine black powder. It was like, where the hell did this come from? So
Interesting.
I collected it. I ended up giving a bunch of it to John D'Souza, former retired FBI.
Okay.
And he took it to get it analyzed, one of his guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as soon as that guy saw it, he, sadly, he didn't give me a composition on it, but he said, as soon as he saw it, he goes, I know what that is. He goes, it comes from one of three things. They've collected, it's either from a massive rocket launch, which it wasn't, or they found it with UFOs landing or taking off, which it wasn't because it was indoors. And the third thing was, or from a portal opening and closing.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's really cool.
So it's residue from a portal.
Do you think they can time travel?
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Like it, from my experience, they know my past and they know the future. There's been things said by them. They don't give really details, but things said that, well, that hasn't happened yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they can see ahead in our timeline, even so. This whole free will of choice and where things are going, it's just who knows what.
Yeah,
we don't have a clue as humans, really, but
yeah,
they seem to have a good grasp of what's going on. Definitely.
That's great. So let's talk about your marbles. So you've collected 500 from them.
Oh, I don't know what the number is now, but that was back in, that was many years ago. So, over time, we've probably, who knows, a couple thousand at the, between us. I don't know. I've given many away, and, I have I even got a handmade marble from them.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's actually.
You have it?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, it's big. Okay. And that is like out of clay or stone, did you find out?
I think it's out of clay. So what I did was, so there's this one. Hold on here.
There you go.
Two.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you can see. Okay.
They're almost the same size. What was amazing was they both weigh exactly the same. A real marble, and then this handmade one. I didn't know what this was at first, so I was standing in the kitchen and I just said out loud, I said, hey guys, can I get a gift in exchange for what I gave you? Boom! Yeah. Like immediately.
Yeah.
As soon as my sentence was finished, this come out of thin air. Right in front, like I saw it come out and hit the floor, roll across the floor, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I'm trying to see. There's even dermal ridge lines on this, right? I don't know.
You said that.
It's hard to see.
Let me see if I can let me do something here. There we go. Oh yeah. Well, that's interesting. That's like a carving, isn't it?
I'm trying to. Hold on. I know there's dermal. Oh, there. There's other markings on here. Where is it?
Oh yeah.
Shit, I can't really see it. But
very faint, but you can see several different things.
Weird too. So I had gone, I took that home and stuff, and then I'm like, wow, I wonder if this is a handmade marble. Yeah. I don't know yet. So next visit, I went back and I asked those questions. I asked, is this a handmade marble from your people? They said, yes. I said, are your people the original creators of marbles and the game of marbles? They said, yes. And then I asked, and this is I asked out loud and I put it in writing too, right? And I said, can you, how old is this in human years? Can you tell me? and they wrote the numbers. It looked like 700. So
700. Yeah.
and then I went back the next visit and trying to find out, okay, you guys messing with me on that number, and they didn't respond, right? So
Mhm.
I possibly have a marble from the 1300s, handmade by them, right? So it's pretty mind blowing.
That's interesting because my brother and I, we always played with marble sets, how you click it in, and then is it the boulders, the big ones or the boulder ones, and you got the little cat eye ones, and we collected those, and I have no idea where our collection went. So it probably was gifted to you.
I have one visit where I'm, it was at night, and I got my flashlight out and I'm checking my car for markings, and I'm standing, maybe there's about 3-4 feet at the most between myself and my car.
Yeah.
And suddenly I feel all these marbles hit me.
Really?
So I ended up picking up, I think it was 10 clear blue marbles. They were all clear blue marbles. 10 of them at once, just between me and the car, they bounced off my chest and hit the ground, right?
Yeah.
They've allowed me to see one come right out of thin air. They pushed it through slowly while I was sitting at the table. And then the next visit, they did it again while I was bent over, putting my shoe on. They did it right in front of my eyes.
Have you ever tried, like if you see something coming through thin air, have you ever tried to put your hand through it?
No.
Okay. I was just wondering.
No, that's only happened a couple times. All the other times it's very quick. It's like, boom, there it is, right? So the other thing, I think it's you're in a shock. It's kind of a state of shock when you're watching something unfold slowly. So they
Here's a question for you. Does Mike believe they are outside of time when they choose to be?
Time to us is
time
linear, right? So they are not linear. So, the whole time thing is difficult to grasp for me anyways.
Yeah.
But I think they're outside of it. Yeah. Because like I said, it's not linear, right? They're not linear. I don't know how the dimensions work, everything all at once, or, and they can just move between, it's just a big guess, right? I don't know.
Yeah. Have Sasquatch always had their abilities?
I think so.
I think so. Do you think, this is a good question. Do you think there's some Sasquatches that have different levels of ability? Because, some seem to be the hunter-gatherer, and some seem to be more a spiritual mind speak, and some are very peaceful and some are very aggressive. What do you think?
Well, I've asked them, can all your people go invisible? They said yes. In fact, we can too.
Oh.
There was an incident, and it's in that book. That happened.
I haven't got there.
It happened years way back when I had a ex there, and Dwayne's partner was there at the time, and I had gone to sleep. I was in the cottage about 4 o'clock. After 4 in the morning, they went outside, and the two of them come running in, all freaked out. Dwayne disappeared, and so I got up and I went outside, and he's right there. I said, "He's right here. What what are you talking about?" And years later, we learned that, he did disappear. Obviously, he had help, right? He had help, but he called it the big empty. So,
did he feel like a vibration, or did he just be gone and then come back and didn't know what happened?
I've never heard him mention anything about a vibration. Just a big empty void. Could see the cottage and everything, and maybe they gave him an experience, right?
Yeah.
So since then, we're trying to figure this out. So three dots in a triangle have something to do with that.
Oh,
You know, they've given me drawings over the years, you know, trying to, I don't know what it says. And I'm trying to figure out, you know, like, okay, how do we do this? You know, how do we do this? And then I found it interesting, Stephen Greer, for his logo, he has three
yeah.
dots and a
I
triangle.
was gonna say, yeah. That's actually very common with the alien sect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was a reflected back, you know, I just had a thought, hey, go watch that movie. What was it called again? Oh, geez. Sorry, I can't think of it. Anyways, you know, they end up using this Stargate. They end up using the military, you know, has this portal and they have to put in these symbols to make it work. So they get to this other planet where this god Ra, you know, is ruling over all these, like, you know, it's like Egyptian times or something. And then to come back, you know, they need that, there's a missing symbol to come back. It ends up, it's that symbol is those three dots and a triangle. So they've been very adamant about those three dots in a triangle. Extremely adamant.
Interesting. I think pyramid, I mean, the pyramid shape is just like huge. Every outside source of space pyramid, you know, pyramid craft, pyramids here. It just seems to be a meaning. I wish we would know. Let me see if I can show you a comment. Whoops, I can't get to hers.
Well, you know, the mainstream science and all that, they're withholding knowledge from us big time, right? You know, they're maintaining this dumbed down, suppressed narrative, and I'm sick of it, right? Like, I'm totally just fed up with this system. It's just a big pile of stinking, you know what?
Yeah.
You know, being as awake as I am, it's difficult to, you know, interact with most humans who don't have a clue what's going on, right?
Oh yeah. I think I'd rather interact with Sasquatch than a human.
Oh, any day.
Question for you: do they get along with Dogman? What do you think about Dogman?
Neff's family do not like them.
I got that. Sasquatches do not like Dogman.
I said, are they your people? They said, no. Are they good? No.
I got that they are from another. Well, this is what I got. I don't know if you know I'm intuitive and I do channeling that. I'll just put it out there. But I felt that they were overtaking a planet. There's too many of them. And then an alien species packed them all up because they couldn't kill them. And they like sent them down to all sorts of planets. So we have Dogman because they unloaded them here just to get rid of them from overpopulating a planet. So if it's true or not, I don't know, but that's what I got. So what was I going to ask you? Oh, if you could ask Neff any question, what would you ask Neff?
Oh, I ask, you know, like I've asked many questions over the years. You know, I'm a conspiracy guy, so I ask a lot of conspiracy related questions, right?
Can you share any of them?
You know, you know, is the weather weaponized to harm us? Yep. I asked one time about Mars, and I don't know what this meant, but they wrote no Mars. So I don't know what that means. You know, I've asked about.
Maybe we have the wrong name for it.
I've asked about a firmament. And they've given a drawing.
Really?
Sun and the moon underneath it. Yep.
Okay.
I've asked, you know, I've asked about the missing people.
Oh yeah.
Are your people responsible? They said no, and they wrote GOVT. Government. And then I asked, is government using advanced tech to make humans disappear? And they wrote AI. And this was before AI took off.
Really?
So,
oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you know, we've had everything since the 40s, 50s, 60s. So, do they have a certain off-planet species that they like to work with? Do you know?
I
Like,
don't know. I don't
okay.
know.
Do they believe the moon is inhabited or not? Did you ever
I
ask
don't
them?
know. I've asked. I think I asked if the moon was hollow. They
Oh
said
yeah.
no.
I'm thinking they're living, something's inside the moon. Yeah.
I've asked about, inner Earth. Is there, other
Yeah.
beings living inside the Earth? They said yes.
Yes.
Admiral Byrd stated that as well, right?
Correct.
You know,
Did you ask them if they're about God? Anything like God, angels, heaven?
I asked them who created humans. They didn't respond. So I
Mm-hmm.
changed my question. I said, did the Anunnaki create humans? They said yes. I said,
Really?
do we have the same creator, them and us? They said no. And that's all I've
Really?
got from that.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Well, when you ask them another question, ask them why their eyes glow like car lights, because it's something in them that's a light coming out of their whole being, like they're a light being or something.
I've seen it once.
Oh, you have? Okay.
Right at the beginning, big glowing orange eyeballs staring at me, probably peeking from behind a tree because I only saw one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like there was a light turned on in its head,
Yep. There was another gentleman. He was a hunter, and they actually made a film on this. He was in his. I'm not a hunter, so he was in his. He was deer hunting. The deer shed or something that they're looking out and waiting for the deer to come in. I'm not sure what it's called. And anyway, so he's
called a blind. Sorry.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. I don't know. And so he had a new scope on his rifle. So a deer just came barreling out of the woods, and it just was all sweaty and ran by him. And he goes, "Man, what predator is going after this deer to make it? It must have been running for a while." And then so he's looking through his scope to see what was chasing this deer, and he had his gun towards it, and he looked behind a tree and he saw a Sasquatch face, and he said that his scope was so I'm not sure what to say, but anyway, so focused on it that he actually saw the eyelashes of the Sasquatch. And he says, I couldn't shoot it because it was human. And he says, and then after the show, I had him on my show, and he's passed. So we talked after, and I told him about my Sasquatch at my window, and he goes, "Do you have a gun?" And I go, "No, I don't have a gun," because you need to get a gun. I go, "No, I'm not going to get a gun." But he said that Sasquatch, and he doesn't tell too many people this, that Sasquatch tried to get in his head, and it tried to shut him down, like me, just shut him down. And he fought that. He said, I fought that because I knew that this thing was trying to get in my head. And he said, I knew if I don't move now, I'm dead. So he climbed out of there and started taking off to his truck. And then the Sasquatch was making these holler sounds. And what he was doing is he was calling in the men. There's more of them because they were hunting. That was their meal, that deer. And so he took off, and then he realized that one was flanking him and then one was behind him. And he thought, man, if I can't get in my truck. And so he didn't want to shoot the Sasquatch, but he shot above its head as a warning, like, stop, don't do it. And so he did make it into his truck, and the Sasquatch behind him hit the back of his truck as he took off. And I said, you know what? Those things are so big. You would have been dead if they wanted you dead. They would have caught you. And he said he'll never forget that. And then he started being a researcher. And he sent me pictures. I don't think he shared it with a lot of people, but he was walking, investigating, and he found a baby Sasquatch. And then he took a picture and then he backed away and said, I'm leaving it alone.
I have a very difficult time believing that at all. I think
Do
that's
you? The
not
whole
at all.
story? Or that he found a baby Sasquatch?
Finding a baby.
Oh, okay. By
No
itself.
way.
Okay.
After being given so much experience with Neff's family, I got trust. I still haven't been given. It took 12 years for Dwayne to get a close visual. I'm still waiting. There's been a couple of things happen, but I haven't had a face to face yet, right?
Yeah.
And I got trust built, and so I know how they show up. I know how they interact with humans.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that tries to tell me, oh, I can't believe that for a second. There's no way they're gonna leave a little child in this 3D realm for somebody. It's not happening. There's a lot of bullshit out there.
Yeah, there is. And you know what? It's even getting stronger because now we have AI. I don't even look at people's pictures anymore because I don't know if it's real or not. And it could very well be real, but I don't know that.
Those headshots that Dwayne took in Neff back in 2019, December 2019. This was before AI took off.
The black headshot.
Yeah. Two of them that they were, two shots taken seconds apart. I cropped them, put them side by side. People jumped all over that. Oh, it's a cheap Halloween mask. Idiots. So it was almost 3.5 years after that, they told me, Mike, you show. Those 3 words, Mike, you show. And so that told me right there, this is part of their disclosure.
Yes.
For them to tell me, put those photos out for the world to see. And by that time, I was like, oh man, because I'd already gone through all the crap with the vocals, right?
Yeah.
So when I was told to do that, I'm not going to go against their wishes. I'm doing it. So I knew when I did that, what was coming. And sure enough, so then it took about 2 more years once AI took off for some low vibrational knuckle draggers to create an AI mask, with Neff's features. And then they made it physical. And actually we knew it was coming. So there was information given. That it was a couple of weeks before it happened. So we knew it was coming. That Neff knew. Neff knew they're going to make a mask, and sure enough, and then it was so bad. Dwayne, he laughed. He goes, "Look, they missed the bottom teeth." So I made fun of them with this, right? I laughed at them. So they changed it, and they made it so the teeth were a little better. But the mask is such a crappy comparison, and I can't believe that some people believed that it's been debunked. I said, you actually believe that's that same thing, and there was a couple people that are I guess more well known this subject that jumped on that bandwagon. I thought, wow, that exposes some garbage. So that was very frustrating dealing with that. But I have something else. I'm just waiting for permission, and it's pretty amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty freaking amazing. If they let me,
what I like about you, Mike, is that you're respectful to them and you follow what they say instead of trying to get fame or notoriety or clicks. And I like what we talked earlier about your book. They wanted you to do it a certain way and you did. And so that shows you respect. And I really appreciate that you're respectful to them.
I've pissed Neff off more than once.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
What did you do? Can you tell us?
Well, the book was one thing. Like,
she didn't, or he didn't like it.
With the no profit.
Oh yeah.
And I don't just whatever, some personal stuff, but when it's happened, the last thing I want to do is destroy my relationship with them, right? So
Yeah.
the part what I love about them is they give me the opportunity to make a better choice, which I do, and
Yeah.
and then everything's cool, right? Like the last time, I wasn't sure if he was still pissed off at me, and we're on location, and I end up getting a big handprint on the hood of or on the roof of my car, and it's like right there. It's like, okay, we're good, he wouldn't do that if he was pissed off at me. That's him saying, "Don't worry, Mike, we're good. We're cool."
If they're mad at you, do they just not communicate with you? They're just gone for a while.
Oh, he's told me.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's good.
They're some of the stuff it's too much, so I don't really get into details. There's I guess a right time for certain things to share, and I try to do my best over the years to really say what I can, but some stuff is like, it's already like what I'm sharing. It's so out there.
Yeah.
But some stuff is even a little more out there, and say, okay, I'm not ready for that yet. It's too much because I don't need the crap that comes with it, right? I get enough ridicule as it is. So.
You do. I don't know why they do that to you. I don't know why. It's like you're a target, because I say stuff and then I'm waiting for people to go, well, that's BS, and no one says anything. I'm going, okay. But you and the other guy in Canada, what's his name? That actually has a lot of the film of the Sasquatch faces.
No. He wants people to think he fooled them for footage. No, he didn't. I already knew, but I already asked Neff's family. I'm not even going to say his name. I've asked Neff's family.
Okay, because I can't remember it right now.
Yeah. I know he gets activity because I knew somebody that spent 3 years in the field with him. It was a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
But the video footage and all that, a bunch of lies.
It was interesting. The white one that he took a picture of, or had video of, kind of behind the tree. I went, oh my gosh, my grandmother had a mask that she brought from Canada, and it had skin on it, like some sort of deer skin hide. And all you had to do is put the hair behind it, and it was exact mask that my grandmother had that I sold. And it was really bizarre. I went, that looks so familiar to me, like this mask that I used to have.
I've seen a few posts come up more recently about them possibly wearing masks. And there was 2 pictures that Dwayne got years back of
that the Sasquatch wear masks, you're saying?
I think, I think they have a mask on, and there's no eyes in it. It's got the nose shape, but there's no eyes in it, and it's all white. And then you can see brown hair behind it. And I didn't know what to think of that. And then recently seeing this mask stuff come up, I'm thinking, I wonder if they were wearing a mask, and
well, that's interesting, because look at all the tribes, indigenous tribes, they wear masks. Who taught them to wear a mask and how to make it? Maybe that's something that's come down. Because I do believe that the first Native Americans, I do feel that, and I do feel that a lot of the Sasquatch are healers. I do believe they're able to heal, and I do believe they have energy in them to heal. And I do believe that the indigenous tribes knew that. And I think that they lived hand in hand. They would bring food or whatever, and the Sasquatch would teach them to use herbs and things like that. They could have been our first teachers on how to survive.
There's there's been stories with people saying, gift them garlic and that, right? They actually gifted me garlic.
Did they?
To help heal. I guess, I got a bit of psoriasis, skin condition going on, right? And so now, like I bring them usually about 4 big fat bulbs of garlic every visit.
Mhm.
You know, some dark chocolate for the kitties, the garlic, maybe some ginger,
Yeah.
3 beers for Neff, uh, magic mushrooms for Ninyanin. Um,
Oh.
that was learned way quite some time ago by
Mhm.
chance
Yeah.
that he does that, and I've dosed him probably a couple dozen times now. Like, guy's a mushroom freak. He loves something. And I recorded him that first time yelling in the woods, that night,
Oh,
just running around having a good time, right? But
yeah.
I learned this past winter they smoke.
Oh, smoke tobacco?
Yeah,
Like,
envisioning Neff having a beer and a cigarette. It's crazy.
you're teaching them bad things, Mike.
No, they can go take whatever they want from wherever they
That's
want.
true. That's true.
And
That's true.
it just I remember last winter, Dwayne and I are sitting at the kitchen table, having our chat, having a beer, and suddenly I hear this little, it was quiet, but I heard a burp behind me in the kitchen. I said, Neff's here with us having a beer, man. Right on.
There's a verb. That's awesome. Hey, this Michigan Sandman, does Mike believe the government only learns what Sasquatch wants them to learn?
I would say so. They
Yeah.
hold information close to them, and yeah, they're not gonna let the government know anything that they don't want them to know, right? So
Right. I
government
do
can't be
believe.
trusted, right?
Do you think they've been captured by our government and whatever they do?
That I have no idea. I have no idea what kind of technology they have to seek them out,
Yeah.
or if they. I've been told by them I'm watched closely by.
You are?
Yeah,
You
I'm watched by
physically? Okay.
bad and good, human and non-human. So I'm
Hmm.
thinking that may have something to do with it, why I'm still waiting for a face-to-face, because we don't
Yeah.
know how quickly that they can react with some
Yes.
weapon scalar technology or whatever,
Yes.
that they're
I
not
think, yeah. I think the
advanced.
government can make their own portals. Yeah. Yeah.
And they drew the 3 dots in a triangle when they told me I'm watched. So it seems
Really?
I'm watched from another realm. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You know,
yeah.
I'm putting out the real stuff, and the real people that know this, that are, at the top behind the scenes, the real dark side of this.
Yeah.
They would know who's speaking the real stuff. I'm not watched by the CIA or anything. Like, I've asked them that. They said no. So that's good. I don't trust
Well,
those.
I don't know if that's good. Maybe those are the better people of the other ones that are watching you.
No,
Could be
I'd
darker
rather
force.
stay out of their
Yeah.
sights.
Yeah. What else? There was something else I was going to ask you. Let's see. Spirit acknowledgement. This says Mike and Neff are the real deal. And you are. And you want to know what? A lot of those people that probably give you a bad time haven't even stepped foot in a forest or spent the night in a forest. And if they heard what you heard, they'd probably run out and cry, so you're boots on the ground, and you've invested your probably a lot of money, your life, because you are the real deal. And why do you think that you're doing this? What is your drive to do this? Do you feel like you have
Change the world. This is what this information does. It changes the world. So this is my way of fighting back against this entirely corrupt system. The whole thing, the science, the banking, the government, the education, the healthcare, the entire thing is one big fat corrupt pile of thinking, what.
Yeah.
So this is my way of changing the world.
Yep. I get you. I get that. Cool. I really wanted to know that. What do you think? What are your thoughts on reptilians?
Haven't gotten any information from them about that at this point. I've touched on it, but nothing's come up yet. So, I
Yeah.
hope to get some information. They're definitely out there. They're in the media. They're in the on political stages. They get
Yeah.
caught. They blink and suddenly their eye is reptilian, or you see it in their throat, or they got too many teeth.
Mm.
And they get caught. I've gone through some videos myself, and I've pulled still shots saying, oh, you're not human. You're not human.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to tell when it's, very prominent.
Yeah. I do you feel that some of the Sasquatches are also caretakers of our planet?
Yeah.
Do you think, what do you think do you think that's their main job, or what do you think their main purpose is for being on planet Earth?
Originally, I don't know, maybe they were created to be worker slaves for all we know, and they were too powerful and they couldn't be controlled. So who knows, maybe the Anunnaki came down and took some of their DNA and some of the maybe prior humans to make us, because we're really, we're not built for this place. They are. They're
yes, they are.
Oh, they're fully built for the Earth. Us, not at all. We're about the only species that doesn't belong here, really.
Do you feel that they've been here since the beginning of time, Earth? Or
I've asked them. I've asked them, where do you come from? Where do your people come from? They wrote home here always.
Okay.
And they've also stated they're the first people.
Yes. Do you think we evolved from them then?
What's that?
Do you think we evolved from them? Like, were these the Neanderthal? Because we don't know if the Neanderthal, if you look at them, they look like Sasquatch faces, and they're tall, big people. They don't know if they had hair all over them.
I don't think it's an evolution process. I think it's a genetic splicing experiment. Done by whatever extraterrestrials, or I don't think there isn't any. What science tries to tell us is just ridiculous. Yeah, we came from monkeys, and
I know. Yeah. So that's why I asked you that. I just wanted to know what your thought was. The Sasquatch keep their babies very close. Same with dog people.
They're not asking a question. They're saying that, but yeah, of course they're good. They're definitely going to keep their children very close, 100%.
Well, most people do. I mean, tribes. Why do other investigators, content creators call them demonic? Are there dark ones? Are there ones that grow rogue?
I have no idea, but as far as people calling them demonic, they just don't have a clue, right? They're pulling that out of their, what? They're just brainwashed. How we've been brought up, with this system, with what we've been taught, to think a certain way. We're put into this little box, and so anything outside that, especially when it comes to something spiritual in nature, that people don't realize that, hey, we are too. We're here for a human experience, wearing a meat suit, for a short time, right?
Yeah, it's a good way to put it. Okay, one last question for you, Mike. Why did you, on the cover, put an orb, have him holding an orange orb?
Because orb activity is directly involved with their presence. And not just Sasquatch, but definitely Sasquatch. We had an incredible orb incident one night, this red plasma type orb that had a really bright red nucleus. It looked about softball size, but it would pulsate slowly to looked maybe 4 feet in diameter, just get bigger and smaller. And then it did this kind of dance up and down like waves. And
Cool.
And then I took one single footstep to get a better look, and poof, show's over.
Over.
But I've seen other orb act. It wasn't just that one incident, but that was the most incredible one. But so that's why there's
Yeah.
orbs are related to their presence, can be.
Do you think they can be the orbs? Do you think that their energy can downsize into that? If they can go invisible, do you think
I think so. I don't know,
they can
but
compress?
I think so.
Okay. I do. I agree with that too. What about UFO activity around Sasquatches? Have you seen UFOs and things like that that you want to share? If you don't want to, that's okay.
Today, I would have been up north at Lost Channel at Ty's cabin. There's a couple guys, Ty and another guy, that are up there for tonight. And I was up there in 2024. Actually, the very first time I went there, I basically initiated Sasquatch activity because he'd never witnessed anything going on there with that before, right? And suddenly I showed up, Sasquatch activity is going on. So we were in there fall of 2024, and we did a meditation to call in a ship. We're standing outside on the deck, it's at night, and suddenly this orb, I think it was an orange orb, is coming towards us in the sky. And it's like, what the hell, It just kind of, there it is, and it's flying right towards us. And as it flew over top of us, we could see there was a hull attached to it. It's like, holy crap, that's a ship. And it might have been the length of a football field, elongated, maybe cylindrical shaped, but there might have been stuff attached to it. It was a bit difficult to tell. It flew right over top of us, seemed fairly low, and then it went over a little patch of forest there, and then there's a little piece of lake, and it crossed over that. And Tyler had already ran down to the water, so he's watching it. I had ran inside to get my video camera, so I didn't know where my flashlight was, so I'm kind of stumbling through the dark woods to get down. And I got there just in time to see it still moving, and then it stopped. And I kept measuring it against another star. It stopped looking like a star. It looked like a star. And I kept measuring it against another star to see if it was just moving away, and it looked like it was stopped. But no, it was there for an hour, and then it was gone.
Wow.
So, and he's former law enforcement. He's former OPP, Ontario Provincial Police, 13 years, 13-year veteran. And so, the two of us were witness to that. There's a video on my YouTube channel. It's the only one with a thumbnail with a UFO on it. So,
okay, I'll have to go and watch that.
Which is Sasquatch, Ontario, for anybody that doesn't know.
Well, I'm going to show you something. I'm paying a tribute to you. So I made something, and I'm going to run it. So stay on here, Mike. And once we bounce off, I want to talk to you. Okay. Off screen. Okay. So here's my tribute to you, Mike.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. You guys, thank you for joining us. And thank you, Mike. And this will give you all Mike's information on how to find his YouTube channel, how to find his book, which is a must read and must have. And what I also love about books is pictures, and it has pictures in it. So because Neff says he can't make it a very high price book, we need everybody to buy one so we can get Mike some funds so he can write another book.
No, this is a no-profit book, basically. The price is
no profit, none?
No, they won't be profiting on this. I dropped it as low as Amazon would allow, and Ingram Spark is as low as they would allow, to maintain and continue to develop my relationship with them. So okay.
Well, then you can buy them more cigars and stuff if you make some money.
At least it's lower priced for easier for more people to buy it, right?
Yes, and it's a beautiful book, and it's very worth it. It has a lot of information in it, and keep up the good work, Mike. So hang tight, okay?
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.